Hello everybody, Bakes here, back at the review. Before I get into today's video, just a very minor update by for trailer wood. First, everybody, do want to apologize for not uploading recently by the all stuff there. But what y'all know is going to be changing by starting for the month of September by I will be uploading quite a bit throughout the week everybody. Been a good number of couple of videos throughout the week everyone, different weeks everybody. Try to be as consistent as I can with uploads there. The only period I won't be uploading during September by is when I'll be down at Universal by for family trip. First I go to Universal Studios in Florida there, so it'll be around like the last full week of September there. So outside there, I'm going to be uploading the videos on September by and trying to upload as much as I can throughout the remainder of the year there. So I just want to give you all a heads up about that. So this will be the start of quite a few videos I'll be dropping here once again. Speaking of today's video, it's been a video that's been in the back burner for a while, everyone, and now I'm going to take a later bite. That'd be my next review by my next series review, that'd be for Bleach, everyone. As y'all know, back in April, when I made my return of sorts to do reviews by with my series review for One Piece by, where I checked out from the very beginning all the way up to the end of One by. So, and I thought structure-wise, I thought things turned out pretty well there. So, so I decided to bring my reviews by. So. And those of you who saw my last update video they already know a couple of the reviews I'll be having by everyone. And Bleach was one of the ones I did drop everybody. Now I'm going to cover Bleach everyone. So now everyone, Bleach was part of the original Big 3 everybody for anime everyone. For those of you who aren't everyone, the Big 3 everybody is primarily around the post-Dragon Ball era for anime there. And primarily shonen genre there. But I guess you can apply that to anime in general there. But during that everybody, there was One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach one. I've already talked about my history of One Piece and Naruto during Bleach one. Outside of one reaction video I did back in there by for Ichigo versus Naruto, I haven't really talked much about my history of Bleach one. So, everyone, Bleach is the one out of the big 3 everybody that I did have a nostalgic connection to there. I did become aware about it until everybody later years in middle school there. And even then, the merchandise out there didn't know much about Bleach at the time there. Was till years later when I found out in high school there more about Bleach from some friends of mine who watched the show there. And I saw episodes of Bleach Ariel Tsunami there when I first heard about it coming back there. And from what I saw, I enjoyed it there. Although it was a little bit off a report by it, I'm pretty sure it was in the middle of the whole final battle with Aizen and whatnot there. So, and this was around the time when news came out that the Bleach anime was going to be wrapping up there and be on quite a long break. So, so I decided to one day check out Bleach there from beginning to end there. And well, but everyone, I got busy at different points in my life there, having a chance to check out Bleach there. But then I heard news about Bleach coming back there with the 1,000-Year Blood War there, and that'll be wrapped up soon there as well. So, not too long after I wrapped up finish One Piece, everybody decided to watch Bleach for myself there, and finally get a chance to watch the original run of Bleach by for me in there. So, and how it stacked up compared to Naruto and One Piece everybody. So, oh, sorry, my person there. Apologies if I for Meyer Hickens person by that's reflex. My ass reflex end up sometimes there. You all know that there, but it was back to my hater one. I was cautiously optimistic entering watching Bleach by. I've heard mostly good things of the series one, but I have also heard about it having the most amount of filler episodes by out of a lot of different animes one. And for those who remember, during my One Piece review, I did have a baby rant on filler episodes by. For the most part, I can tolerate them there as long as they don't feel like a giant waste of time there, or if they don't interrupt the overall pacing of the story there. So. And I heard that Bleach had around 45% of its stuff being filler-related stuff. I probably did have some concerns going to watching it there. But I want to make sure to give the anime a fair chance there and enjoy with mind there, so... And just check everyone, all the 366 episodes are by of the original run of Bleach, and I'll give more overall thoughts here. Lastly, everybody, similar to my One Piece review, I will keep this spoiler-free as possible, everyone. If you all want more depth on the overall story and other things in Bleach, everyone, there have been other people that have done in-depth videos there, or checking them out there, or you can watch the show for yourself there if you want to learn more stuff about Bleach there. So, without further ado, everyone, let's go jump right to everyone. Make over plot summary, pros and cons, and my overall recommendation. What's up? Yeah. Sorry for burping, everyone. Hope you last one for a little bit. Anyways, everyone, first off, plot summary. So everyone, Bleach finally follows Ichigo Kurosaki who was high school delinquent there, that had the ability to see ghosts there. But outside that, he had a relatively normal life there, but then he encountered Rukia Kuchiki, member of the Soul Society there, and she's a Soul Reaper there, and it's joined by Soul Reapers by they battle against Hollows there, who are corrupted human spirits there, and basically Soul Reaper tries to make Alice Hollows there and purify them there, so that way they can make their way up to the Soul Society, which is the equivalent of heaven in the Bleach universe there, so... Sorry, my burst there. Hold on a minute. Eureka has decided to mission Kamakura Town, Ichigo's hometown there. They encounter each other there, and during one encounter with the Hollow there, Eureka ends up getting injured there. She ends up transferring her powers over to Ichigo there. Ichigo ends up becoming a substitute Soul Reaper because of it there. And so he ends up getting put in the world there at the job of the Soul Reaper and stuff like that there. But things would continue to escalate there as Ichigo will become involved in major conflicts within the Bleach universe there. That's pretty much the plot story for Bleacher without going into huge major spoilers for what has been the end of this show is fighting there. So, sorry my birds there, hopefully I've a bit. That's the plot story for Bleacher by. Now on to pros and cons. So everyone, in short, for my thoughts on Bleacher by after checking out all the 366 episodes everybody, did I enjoy myself watching Bleach? Yes, I did. Is it for a series? No, it's not. There are definitely some things to talk about in terms of cons everybody, but Bleach does have a lot of good going into it there, so. First, I'll go talk about pros everybody, I'll talk about cons here in a sec. First, everybody for the pros everybody, when it focuses on the main story by is very enjoyable everyone. Bleach does a very good job there with his overall story there and stuff like that. And the first arc by that being the Soul Society arc by definitely one of my favorite arcs for one of my favorite BE arcs for anime by. It did a really good job establishing the world there, establishing the introduction of characters there, and setting the stakes there on what kind of stuff will be going down later in the series. And when it does focus on the main story stuff, it does a pretty good job. And it's very well told there, so. Sorry, my birthday there a little spit. Anyways, and for the characters I really enjoyed the cast of characters Bleach did a really good job, everyone. I thought Ichigo was a really good main character and I enjoyed different characters from different parts of the series or maybe Soul Reapers there, like Rukia, and Kenpachi, and Renkiku, and Toshiro there. Just kind of some of my favorites there from the Soul Society or human characters there, like Orihime and Chad there. And some of the Quincy characters I liked everybody. He was kind of like a good, rival-ish character for Ichigo there. Got like a Goku and Vegeta vibe going on with the two of them there. Not exactly the same, but you get what I mean there. They did a really good job in terms of, the overall personality characters and good amount of them have go through such a strong development throughout the series or what. And I did also like the villain sewer Aizen. Definitely became a strong villain He's definitely up there as one of my favorite enemy villains so it's a really menacing villain to deal with there. And I enjoyed good number of raw characters some of my favorites are be Grimjow, Nalil, and Haribel there. So they were some of my favorites for the raw cards there and whatnot. So everyone really enjoyed the cast of characters from Bleach. There was only one character I was kind of back and forth on there in terms of liking and disliking there. I'll get into that when I talk about cards everyone. But outside of one character, I enjoy a good number of characters that Bleach had for the cast there. And because of the soundtrack animation Bleach does a great job at the part 2. I remember hearing some songs from Bleach before checking out the series everyone, and the soundtrack I usually don't talk too much about soundtracks when it comes to everybody, but in general I do like anime soundtracks everybody. Can't really think of an anime that had a really bad soundtrack to it there, and Bleach definitely has a very strong soundtrack everybody. Very catchy songs there, and a good selection of music there, kind of fit the overall vibe there, so that and animation everybody does a really good job everybody. And I will say, around the time it came out there comparing it to Naruto and One Piece there, both shows, do a pretty good job with the animation there, the strong with animation at that time there for the 2000s and 2010s there. I will say Bleach may be, my opinion, the strongest when it comes to overall animation since there wasn't really parts where there's like a huge drop in quality animation there, and they're made consistent made pretty good animation quality wise there, and the action scenes were fantastic. I remember some of my friends say that Bleach has some of the best action scenes for anime there. After checking it out, everybody can definitely see why. It definitely has the most exciting parts of the show because it actually is there. So yeah, for people who enjoy the amount of action with their animes there, Bleach will not disappoint you there. So. And last thing I'll talk about for pros everybody will be the filler stuff everybody. Now, like I said, everyone, I was cautious I was missing everybody with Bleach everyone with the filler stuff. Now, thankfully everyone, the majority of the filler, I didn't really have issue with everyone. I enjoyed a good amount of it there. And for the most part, it doesn't have a interruption to the story there. Now, granted, there are some that did cause interruption, which I will talk about when talk about cons everyone. But for the most part, the filler stuff didn't have too much interruptions or too much contradictions in the overall storytelling of Bleach there and whatnot. So yeah, and the one-off episodes everybody, I found them enjoyable, but found the majority of them pretty enjoyable there. So yeah, they definitely serves a nice break there for stuff going on in the show there. So yeah, that's pretty much it for pros everybody. Now to talk about cons everyone. Sorry again for my brother. I hope the last one bit. Anyways, everybody, time to talk about cons everyone. Now, first, and my biggest color by for Bleacher would. I said, while I did enjoy most of the filler one, unfortunate one, there were definitely some filler stuff by that entered the pacing of the story there. There were primarily two arcs that definitely entered the pacing of the story by. The first one involved this one captain guy there, and this girl there, Riccio there, where basically everybody, the captain guy was trying to get revenge on Riccio Yamamoto there because his dad got killed or something like that there, and he kind of blamed the mixture of Riccio's family clan there and Yamamoto for killing what happened there, and he and his minions there used like these random zombie toys everybody. It's like, everybody makes some words everybody. There was a zombie toy everybody are the primary weapons for soldiers everybody, but the guy and his minions there were using like these knockoff Zomactos there that increase your power there, but destroy your body if you use it for too long. I mean, it just kind of make them look kind of stupid there. I mean, why would you use a weapon that would destroy your body there? I mean, I was really into the arc everybody, and of all the different arcs that have been Bleacher, this definitely my least favorite one. And the only good things about there were some of the actions nearby, and it did have a cool character nearby involving Ichigo and coming to terms with what happened to his mother there. Again, not gonna get into it there for spoilers there and whatnot, but I thought it was a cool moment there for Ichigo there. So my outside there, this arc was completely skippable there, so it is definitely what I recommend you do not watch there. And the other one everybody was the Rebellion Zabatora arc everyone. Now, everyone initially, when I watched it, I wasn't really vibing with it much there. Now, look back at what I will say, if kind of just take it for what it is there, an arc that doesn't really acknowledge it, that's not really connected with the main story there, it can be fun, everyone. Have definitely more unique story compared to the other full arc that the story of the show, where it had the Zanpakuto, had like humanoid forms there. They were like rebelling against the Soul Reapers there, so they had to. And the animation was very nice, everybody. This is definitely overall animation for Bleach, like I said, very good. This was when the animation was really popping off for Bleach there, so I was able to sort of like it there, but it's still not one of my favorite arcs there in Bleach, But if you kind of turn off your brain to it there, and acknowledge that it's not part of the story there, it can be a fun, arc, check out there. We kind of ignore it, kind of drops the continuity there, and, interrupt the overall main story stuff there, so yeah. And there were some one-off episodes everybody that were enjoyed the good about. There were some that did vibe with there, but I can tolerate them a little more compared to some of the filler arcs everybody, because they don't just one episode there, they won't last that long there. But the filler arcs everybody, I mean, it's up to you if you want the filler arcs adventure one. It's up to you if you want to watch it or not. But the Rebellion Zanpakuto arc, they can be fun there, but you don't necessarily have to watch it. The other one involved the captain guy, like I said, completely skip that one, giant waste of time. So. The other thing I'm talking about everybody is some stuff with the characters everybody. Now, I said I do enjoy the characters of Bleach everybody. I said there was one everybody that was kind of teeter of liking/dislike there. That be Koner one. Now, everyone Code, he is a mob soul that primarily is a stuffed lion animal body everybody. And sometimes go to Ichigo's body there, wherever Ichigo has to take care of Soul Reaper business there, so. And well, everybody, Cohen's kind of like pretty much the archetype there that people in the anime community would aren't really follow too much sure, but that be the preferred character archetype, everybody. So, everyone, I will play everybody. I can tolerate the character there if that's not the only personality trait there, and if they're well developed there, so and that's the show doesn't have it be the only thing they do there. Like for example, there's Sanji and Master Roshi there. They definitely have their preferred modes there, but But there's definitely more traits about them there. Master Roshi being Goku and Krillin Trader there. And, Sanji being a member of the Straw Hats there, so. And they definitely go through different developments there. And, the creators of shit, people work on Dragon Ball and One Piece Survive. Make sure to let you know they're not necessarily a personality trait there. They got characters like Medea for my Hero W everybody. Well, that's pretty much the main thing they know for everybody, That preferred character there that doesn't really respect people's spaces there and whatnot, Everyone. And while Banana is not the worst archetype, everybody, I can understand the hate for his character there. And he's definitely an example of how not to write a perverted character anime there. So, for Coder by, I was kind of going for his overall personality. I wasn't really vibing with that much there, but he did kind of he did definitely get combustible about times when he would try to be perverted there and whatnot, And he did have some episodes everybody where, they give him some development there, like there was one, or they try to give him some moments there, like there was one episodes there. He was helping out this one little girl there and stuff like that, yeah, with loss for a dog there, and during the last filler arc there of Bleacher there, yeah, they did some stuff with him and the zombie there, so that, which I thought, I liked the relationship they was having there, but Killer One, like I said, he's definitely that character that, kind of went back and forth on. Sometimes I liked him there, other times I didn't vibe with it that much, Probably, good comparison I can make there, Wood. As if those may remember my review for, Xeno Warrior Princess back in 2020, everybody, y'all may know where I'm coming from here, but while it's not exactly the same there, kind of get a similar feeling there, Wood. My feelings for Code, everybody, I kind of still how I feel about Jocks, everybody, and Xeno, everybody. There were times where he was entertained there, other times where I just wanted him to get off my screen, so, that's kind of my overall thoughts of Code, everybody. The only other thing I'll talk about, Wood, is, well, like I said, Bleach did a pretty good job giving characters focus everybody. There were also some characters everybody it would have been nice to see get some more screen time, more developed there. It would have made some certain things more impactful there. I'm gonna try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but a good example would be Gin everybody. Everyone, Gin is one of the antagonists there, and for a good amount of the series everybody, he's working with Ice in there, so that, but this stuff happens in there. They kind of flesh out the backstory a little bit there, whatnot, and go into detail as to why he worked with Ice in the first place there is flat, But they didn't really give a whole lot of time to flesh him out there. That came, relatively close to the end there, the Arag Car saga there, whatnot, so, They dropped it earlier there, outside of one part there, the beginning nearby, they didn't really bring much about it there, so, it would have been nice to have the show kind of, do some more stuff like that there, I started with, burst it there, but, like I said, when we're talking about some coder by, it would have been nice if other characters got focused there, had their personalities more fleshed out there, so that they kind of give it to the random comic relief character there, whatnot, so, you know what I mean? So, yeah. But that's pretty much it for pros and cons by for Bleacher Wood, now to my overall recommendation Wood. So, overall Wood, after having a chance to watch the first 366 episodes everybody of Bleacher Wood, I gotta say, Wood, I really enjoyed Bleach. It was a fun time, everybody. I definitely see why it's become a favorite amongst anime fans there. And was up there with Naruto and One Piece for the original Big Three, so, as the original Big Three there. So I'm pretty sure, like I said, some of the filler stuff, everybody definitely interrupted the pace of the story there, which, like I said, is one of my personal biggest gripes with filler stuff, everybody, And it would have been nice if some of the characters got more focused on there and whatnot, but the stuff Bleach focused on there, it did a really good job there. The story was really enjoyable there, had a really strong cast of characters. Animation had good balance between serious, emotional, and lighthearted stuff there too, so yeah. So for my overall final recommendation one, Bleach will get a watch it rating from me there one. So for anyone who hasn't seen Bleach everybody, we're gonna check it out there. The last thing I'll talk about real quick everybody is how I compare Bleach with Naruto and One Piece everybody. Everyone could potentially change everybody since I am watching the Thousand Blood everybody, primarily through Tsunami there, but I will consider checking out the rest of it there once the final part wraps up there. All that won't start dropping until October everybody, so we still have a couple months there, so. But as of right now everybody, and before I make any more comments everybody, but I want to make this clear everybody for fans of Big Three ups everybody. Over what I thought, all three of the original Big Three everybody are really enjoyable shows everybody, and recommend new fans of anime to check them out there, so. Overall, they're all very enjoyable one and a very good shows my opinion one. So for any fans of the shows might get a little offended for my regular wood, don't be human center wood. This is my opinion there. At the end of the day, I still think all three are very enjoyable there. This everyone, as of right there one, I put One Piece at number 1. Bleach will go right in second place there, and last place will be Naruto by. Now, for those who may remember my One Piece review one, might kind of get an idea as to why that's the case there. As they talk about Naruto being an example of stuff in filler that annoyed me there, and comparing the overall quality of the filler stuff in Naruto and Bleach, I do feel like Bleach handled filler stuff better than Naruto there, where, while there are definitely certainly interruptions in the overall story compared to Naruto, sorry, I might make some words here. I make some words there. Sorry, my brain fart. There's definitely a larger amount of filler stuff there in Bleach compared to Naruto there. The amount of times that said filler interrupted the overall story in Bleach was not as much compared to Naruto there. I can remember a good number of times there where Naruto would focus on the main plot there, only to be interrupted by filler stuff there. And it's been a thing that's been a problem with the series, everybody. It happened their last little bit, the original run of Naruto, and that continued over Shippuden there. And for what I do remember watching a little bit of Boruto there, that continued in Boruto as well. So, Bleach, percentage-wise, does have the larger amount of filler there. That doesn't automatically make it worse than Naruto's there. And in my opinion, I do believe Bleach held has higher quality filler stuff compared to Naruto there. I was able to enjoy the amount of the filler stuff in Bleach there, outside of some of the stuff I talked about in the review. Whereas Naruto there one, I feel like a lot of the filler stuff is very skippable there, and doesn't really add a whole lot to the main story or whatnot there. I mean, I remember back at Shibuya, everybody, there was like random parts where we went back to Naruto, and everybody back with their kids there, the Ninja Academy there and whatnot, so. And I was like, what's the point in adding this to the overall story there and whatnot? We've already seen this stuff happen. We already know what happened back with our kids there. We don't need to go back to see it again, So yeah, everyone. So like I said, everyone. That's right, everyone. One Piece is the top for me there for the big three. Bleach second place, Naruto and last there. All three are still very enjoyable, everybody. That's just my opinion on my rankings of the big three, everyone. That could potentially change, everybody, depending on how these go for the 1,000 Year Blood War, everybody. I will be doing a follow-up on the 1,000 Year Blood War, everybody, once I get a chance to conclude that series, everybody, and give a rating as well, everyone. So I'll probably revise my ranking here once I conclude the 1,000 Year Blood War by. But as of right now, that's where it stands there for overall thoughts of Bleach, as well as its placement compared to the other big three with Naruto and One Piece. So, alright, that pretty much wraps things up for this review, everyone. It's a little bit late there, everyone, but have a good time, everybody. Next, everybody, for reviews, everybody, I will be doing a series, everybody, that's been on Backburner as well, everyone. And for some of the long-time subscribers, everybody, y'all may see this coming there. As next, everybody, I will be reviewing Dragon Ball Daima, everybody, the latest series in the Dragon Ball series, everybody. The last piece of work that was done by original creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, before his tragic passing in 2024 there. So, it'll be bittersweet checking that, doing that video, everyone. But I'll be dropping next, everybody, for reviews, everyone. I will still be having some other stuff happen too, everybody. Let me get back to reaction, everybody. We'll do some movie reactions there and some short reactions, everybody. That'll be starting with Season 4 Harley Quinn there, so make sure I'll see that there. And I got some non-review / reaction videos in the back burners, everyone. So I expect a good number of content coming out, everybody. Maybe playing on trying a good number of videos throughout the remainder of the year, everyone. So yeah. But until then, that'll wrap things up for now, everyone. If y'all like still here, make sure you hit the like button, do channel, subscribe to the notification icon so we see the uploads. I'll see you next time. Have a big set. Peace.